Chapter 830, Destination. Lumion had always thought Wanak, who could draw power from 001, was more dangerous than Albus and Julie. This lightning-filled area was perfect for Wanak to unleash his potential. No matter if Wanak could only change the weather slightly, or if he was on par with Julie and Celeste, who could become vessels for a deity's descent. In this forest of lightning, he was as powerful as a true demigod. Together, Albus and I would get beaten up by the thunderstorm. Lumion's first instinct was to exit this area and find another path to 001. That way, even if Wanak pursued him, outside his optimal environment, he wouldn't be invincible. In a flash, Lumion remembered the nightmares he had. After the Forest of Lightning, there were mountains of corpses and bones, with 001 possibly at the peak. This meant this was the only way to the core ceiling area. There was no way around it. This fact was hinted at in examples of mausoleum construction, even if it wasn't clearly marked. Or I could pretend to retreat, draw Wanak out, and avoid fighting him in the lightning forest. Wait a minute. Lumion suddenly had a bold idea. Since previous dangers saw him as one of their own, would Wanak, a puppet of 001, make the same judgment? Wanak wasn't a fully intelligent human, but more like a sentient puppet. Such a target could likely be deceived. When I first arrived in Morora, I had little corruption from 001, with a mix of other influences, so it made sense for Wanak to see me as an enemy. But now, after much learning, the corruption is approaching a critical point. Should try. If it fails, I'll use shadow animation to withstand the lightning attack and seize the chance to teleport out of the forest, avoiding a direct fight with Wanak. Lumion made his decision and stepped forward. As he walked, he recalled the nightmares he had since arriving in Morora, listening to the brass earplugs recounting knowledge to align himself with the corruption. At the same time, he thought aimlessly about various significant and insignificant questions to relax and prevent his body from being too tense. This could prevent Wanak from noticing anything unusual. Why did I end up in the Forest of Lightning? According to the nightmare, there should be burning palaces and waterfall-like downpours ahead. Are they on a different route? Lumion endured the increasing prickling sensation, mentally calculating his distance. 3 or 4 more steps to meet Wanak. As soon as this thought crossed Lumion's mind, he heard slow but steady breathing, masked by the rolling thunder just a few meters away. Lumion's back tensed involuntarily, and his right hand reached into the traveler's bag, ready to pull out the headless corpse of the abscessed hand. After its previous writhing approach, they had fused together, but were temporarily unable to break through the traveler's bag seal and reunite with the head. As he got closer to Wanak, Lumion, unable to see his expression, instinctively wanted to hold his breath. He quickly adjusted, forcing himself to remain calm. The next second, he felt a gaze fall upon him, making the skin on his face break out in barely noticeable bumps. It was Wanak's gaze. At this moment, Lumion wished he were a hypnotist, but he could only keep telling himself, "I am an experimental subject, I am an experimental subject." He maintained the same pace as the black-robed experimental subjects, walking straight ahead. 2 steps, 1 step, Lumion tried to clear his mind. He walked past the imagined figure of Wanak. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, Lumion didn't dare relax, feeling cold sweat on his back. Outside the lightning forest, Albus Medici, through a guardian puppet's eyes, watched Lumion holding the carbide lamp and the ragged head, step by step approaching Wanak, who had unbuttoned 2 buttons of his shirt. He saw Wanak's gaze fall on Lumion, follow him for 7 or 8 seconds, then slowly shift away, watching Lumion pass the most dangerous person in Morora and head towards the end of the lightning forest. Albus squinted his eyes, then laughed. So that's how he gets through dangerous areas. No wonder he's been reading and studying these past weeks. When we reach the destination, I'll have to guard against him using this trick. Lumion walked a bit further, feeling the prickling sensation fade as faint echoes of sound from the brass earplugs leaked out, indicating he had left the lightning forest and entered a narrow corridor. After this corridor, I should reach the area around the mountain of corpses. Should I wait for Albus to catch up, or go face Julie and the others alone. Hey, I wonder how Albus will get past Wanek. Lumion stopped and listened for sounds from the direction of the lightning forest. Thud, 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 he heard slow, steady footsteps. Why did you stop? Wanek's sharp voice suddenly rang in his ears. A chill ran up Lumion's spine to the back of his head, making him almost pull out the headless corpse of the abscessed hand. He stiffly wanted to explain, but after a moment's thought, he chose to remain silent and continued walking. In the nearly frozen air, Lumion heard the thudding footsteps pass him and head towards the end of the corridor. Phew, he quietly exhaled. He didn't stop again but slowed his pace, moving like a snail. Soon, he felt countless eyes on him. Seeing Wanek rush towards 001, Albus Medici laughed at Lumion's pointless risk-taking as he leisurely passed through the lightning forest. Using the guardian puppets in the corridor, Albus saw the walls made of square iron plates, with surfaces as smooth as mirrors. At this moment, twisted, pale faces appeared in these mirrors. These faces belonged to the residents of Morora, silently staring at Lumion. Occasionally, someone would cautiously extend a hand from the metal surface, quietly reaching for Lumion's body. Lumion merely swung a fireball in that direction, not making any aggressive moves. Seeing the pale hand retract into the iron wall, Albus made a puppet speak. I see Wanek didn't blindfold himself. Do you want to try it too? In the underground mausoleum, puppets of Wanek's level don't need to blindfold themselves, not fearing replacement by a mirror person. Theoretically, I should be able to do the same, given I'm almost like him now. Albus must have noticed Wanek didn't attack me and is suspecting my condition. Lumion calmly responded to Albus, don't want to die yet. He then asked, should we wait here for a while, let Wanek and the two demonesses fight it out, and then take advantage? Wanek rushing to the mountain of corpses must be to stop Julie and Celeste from doing something to 001. Albus replied through a puppet, I haven't seen the two demonesses ahead. Julie and Celeste haven't arrived yet. Did you two demonesses get lost? You were the first to enter the underground mausoleum. Or have you arrived but are hiding, waiting for the right moment? Lumion's thoughts raced, and he resumed his normal pace. As he walked, he smiled at Albus. You must have noticed Wanek won't attack me, so will you let me go ahead unimpeded, join me, or rush ahead of me? Lumion worried Albus might lag behind, letting him face any unexpected dangers around the mountain of corpses alone. So he pointed out his unusual condition, making Albus cautious. The next dangers, of course, should be faced together. No one should think of hanging back to reap the benefits after the fact. Albus's laugh came from Lumion's side. Since we've agreed to cooperate, we'll go in together. That colors you in a different light, Lumion responded insincerely. After several more steps, Lumion suddenly stopped, feeling he was about to reach the mountain of corpses. Why did you stop? Albus asked through a puppet at the entrance. Why did you stop? Lumion retorted. You still don't trust me, Albus sighed. Lumion chuckled in amusement and replied, aren't you the same? Suddenly, he sped up, as if trying to leave Albus behind, and rushed to the foot of the mountain of corpses. Moments later, he heard a swooshing sound, the noise of a flaming spear piercing the air. Lumion scoffed and left the corridor completely. The next second, he felt an intense sense of danger. This wasn't a premonition, but a hunter's instinct to dodge an attack aimed at his head. Are you here to die too? Julie's cold, indifferent voice echoed in Lumion's ears. Lumion quickly activated the black mark on his right shoulder and withdrew his hand from the traveler's bag. He pulled out a bluish-black, swollen, headless corpse. Trier, in the apartment, Franca and Jenna rented. Jenna said to Franca, your suggestion worked. I've digested the witch potion. Turns out, getting close to mystical dangers was the key. Franca's face lit up with joy. Are you going to take a couple of days to adjust before going to the sacrificial square in the underground catacombs for the advancement, or do it now? Jenna pursed her lips and said, my spiritual intuition tells me it's best to do it now.